Were you worried that Ubiquiti was exiting the IoT game? Well, fear not, because they just announced Superlink. Superlink is Ubiquiti's all-new, groundbreaking wireless protocol designed for the upcoming Protect sensor family. It's got ultra-low latency, impressive scalability, and a multi-kilometer range. It sets a new standard for secure, reliable IoT connectivity. To start things off, they announced the Superlink Gateway, which is capable of connecting up to 96 Superlink sensors at an astonishing up to 2-kilometer range. It's designed for local operation, ultra-low latency, it's optimized for excellent battery use, and I believe it's going to be the future of Ubiquiti's IoT platform. Today, the Superlink Gateway is capable of connecting up to 7 of the existing all-in-one sensors via Bluetooth Low Energy, which solves the problem of the existing UniFi Wi-Fi 7 access points not having a BLE Bluetooth Low Energy radio installed. It is also, of course, ready to connect to all of the coming Superlink sensors when they are released down the road. This morning, Ubiquiti briefly showed off some of the coming sensor lineup, including smoke and air quality sensors, motion and glass brakes, environmental sensors for leaks, temperatures, and humidity, and even a siren, alarm hub, relay, entry sensors, and more. God, Ubiquiti, you are such a tease. All of these amazing devices are a dream come true for anybody who's already in the Ubiquiti ecosystem and is looking to implement IoT sensors. This new IoT ecosystem is directly integrated into the Ubiquiti Alarm Manager, which gives you incredible capability to set up if this, then that style alerts. So if there is a temperature above a certain amount, set an alert and send it to somebody via webhook, to Slack, etc., or even a push notification. Okay, enough about the future. Today I am at one of my clients, the Long Beach Beer Lab, which is a craft brewery and bakery. They are already utilizing the all-in-one sensors in their environment to monitor things like when their roll-up gate goes up and down, making sure that it was actually closed at the end of the day, when their fridges are open and closed, how often, temperature in the tap room as well as where they're brewing the beer, and of course their network and cameras are powered by Ubiquiti as well. They're very excited about the future of this new Protect sensor lineup and are looking forward to deploying these sensors as they roll out over time. Let's take a quick look at the device. It's made of a solid metal buildup. It's got an antenna up at the top which is removable. I don't know if there are any kind of extenders planned or what they have that will work with this currently, but perhaps we'll see that in the future. On the bottom, you have your USB-C for power if you want, or you can do PoE through the network jack over here, as well as the reset button over here. You can power the device by USB-C, but still need to have a network cable in there for network connectivity. On the back of the device, you have rails for mounting to the wall, as well as DIN rail compatibility. Let's go inside and get this set up, and I can show you how easy it is to connect this to the network and instantly adopt the all-in-one sensors. I'm told that this has an extended Bluetooth Low Energy range, so I'm curious to see how far we can go to connect the all-in-one sensors before connectivity drops off. In the past, I have had some issues with connecting the all-in-one sensors to the Wi-Fi access points that had the Bluetooth Low Energy radios in them, so I'm excited to see how this performs. Now, to clarify, this is not the insane 2-kilometer range that I mentioned earlier in the video. That will only be for the Superlink devices, which are coming out starting sometime later this year, I think, I hope, I imagine. I believe that's what the video said. This is the Bluetooth Low Energy, which is what the classic all-in-one sensor operates on, and also is included in the Superlink Gateway. All right, let's go inside. All right, we're inside the tap room. Thankfully, it is closed, so it's nice and quiet in here, and I'm free to record without distractions, unlike outside, which had me stopping every few moments for a big truck or construction vehicle to go by. I've got it set up over there behind me in a temporary location as we test where we want to put it for maximum efficiency. I've got it plugged in. We see new device found connected over Ethernet. Obviously, we're going to hit add. You can see on the setup screen, MAC address, IP address, firmware version, and uptime. Let's adopt it. So now we're hitting adopting. And pretty quick, like usual, Superlink adopted. This should look familiar for anybody who's used Ubiquiti equipment in the past. Now we see on the screen the status is online. The connection is excellent. The model is UP Superlink US. Firmware version is 1.3.3. Got MAC address, IP address, and uptime. Over on the settings, you've got the name, whether or not the LED is on, the ability to locate, restart, and remove as usual. Let's go and take a look over in the devices. Here you'll see Superlink US, and that is exactly where we were before. Now I have with me 2 brand new all-in-one sensors, and we're going to set it up so that we can connect it on the fridge to notify us whether or not the door is open or closed, as well as the roll-up door in the back, which I'll take you to in a moment. But first, of course, we need to get these adopted. Now, I was playing with this one before in testing, so I am factory resetting it. Fun fact, the way that you factory reset these is press and hold the button on the front. There is no pin that goes in the back. Don't go looking for it. Just press and hold the button on the front for several seconds, and you'll see it will start to flash, and then it just goes white. And in a moment here, when this is done resetting, we should see it show up on the screen as ready to adopt. Okay, new device found. Distance is close. Connection is Bluetooth. Name your device. We'll call it front fridge or tap room. Room fridge. If I could spell room correctly, that would be helpful. And we're going to put it on a door. Want to detect temperature and humidity since it is also in the tap room, and it'll be good to know what the ambient temperature is here. Now it wants us to mount the sensor, which I'm going to skip this step because I want to walk around a little bit with this and see how long the range is. On paper, at least with the access points, it was 15 meters, which is 50 feet. Let's see how far we can go with this. Taproom fridge shows that it's open, it's online. The battery in the beginning reports that it's dead. I guarantee you it's not dead. Just give it a couple minutes, it'll refresh and update as full. All right, now let's go for a walk. Okay, we are now over 50 feet away in the other side of the brewery, which is the seating area, and the manufacturing facility is, you can see the big tanks behind us where all of the delicious beer is made. Now you can see on the screen the connection is still listed as good, and I'm going to connect the closed sensor to the all-in-one sensor and see if it detects it. Now it's marked as closed, now it's marked as open. So far so good, great success. Let's go further back that way, putting the tanks and a whole bunch of awesome pinball machines in between us and the Superlink and see what the signal looks like. Going this way. My lighting is going to get a little funky because I'm backlit. But now we are all the way over here in the corner. And we've got the tanks and the pinball machines behind us, which is a whole lot of metal and wood and, well, liquid beer to get through. On the screen, we're still showing is good. Let's take our handy dandy magnet for the sensor here and connect it and see if it shows is closed. It does. So far so good. That's actually impressive. I didn't think it was going to be this good through the tanks. All right. Can't go this way. Got to go all the way around to get back there. Let's go for a walk. This is watch your step territory. Okay, if you're ever curious of the behind the scenes of an active craft brewery, this is what it looks like. We've got the metal tanks behind us, we've got the canning line behind us, the beer goes into the cans right over there, the cans come down and are put through the system. They're filled with beer, put a label on them, wash them off, clean them up, put a cap on it, and they're ready for shipping or delivery. You can see our connection is now poor, which makes a whole hell of a lot of sense because, as you can see, all of these tanks and the wall and all of the liquid that's in the tanks is between us. But it's still connected, which is actually quite astonishing because I really couldn't even go 50 feet if this was connected to an access point. Now let's take our handy dandy door sensor and connect it like before. And it shows that it's closed. Once again, it's open. So it's still working in that single point in the brewery without having to set up another one over on this side to be able to handle these devices. Now you could, of course, if you had an even bigger warehouse or an even bigger facility, set up as many Superlinks as you wanted. That number is unlimited, and each one will be capable of connecting up to 96 of the coming Superlink devices, but each one of them is also capable of connecting up to 7 of these existing all-in-one sensors. And that's an important distinction of what it can do today versus what's coming in the future. So if you have a lot of these in production and you have been waiting to update your access points to Wi-Fi 7 because they don't yet have the Bluetooth low energy sensors in the existing models, you can go ahead and update the rest of your lineup. Please use my affiliate link when you do, and then you'll be able to just buy the Superlink and connect all of your existing sensors to that, and then Bob's your uncle, you're on your way. Those two things are no longer married together. One thing that I would love to see them add, and come with me while we walk over to the big fridges in the back here, is they want to be able to have temperature monitoring inside of these fridges. Right? These fridges are enormous. They're walk-in fridges. They store pallets and pallets of beer and supplies. There's one here, there's one over there, and oops, there's a couple things you want to know. Number one, temperature, which this does. You want to be able to track whether it's hot, cold, if it's within the range it's supposed to be, because beer, you really need to keep it at the right temperature. The other thing would be a flood or a spill. If a keg explodes, you want this to be able to tell you if that has occurred, because that's really not good, and you want to get in there and clean all that up. Generally, I don't think that happens, but hey, that's what sensors are for, to monitor for the unexpected. Now you'll notice when I walked all the way over here, on the screen you'll see that the taproom fridge sensor, which is this guy, has disconnected from the Superlink because it is quite a bit further and there's a lot of walls and tanks and liquid in between us, and it's much harder for signals to go through that. I imagine performance will be better with the Superlink devices, of which I look forward to testing when it's out. Now we're back over here in the far corner in the front of the taproom, and once again our sensor has reconnected. So you can see that just having one Superlink gateway throughout the area, even one as large as this, is going to be probably sufficient for most of you. If you have a larger facility, obviously your mileage may vary, depends on what you have in your walls and how many walls and things are in between, but if you have a much larger facility and you need more range, you are going to be able to get multiple of these that'll work with up to 7 at a time, as I mentioned before. Lastly, I would love for Ubiquiti to make an outdoor version of the Superlink Gateway, so I can just plop it on the outside of a barn, outside of an office building, in my clients that are up in the mountains or on farms that have 200, 400 acres that they have to monitor, and they'd be able to monitor when doors are opened or closed, what the temperature is like, of course, all of the different conditions that these coming sensors are going to be able to monitor for, smoke, etc., without having to work on a system that has to talk out to the internet in order to operate, especially in these locations that have limited or no internet access. Again, that is one of the benefits of this new Superlink protocol, is that it's local, it's ultra low latency, it's designed specifically with the battery powered devices in mind so that it will sip juice and those devices will be able to stay online for as much as a year or more. Obviously this depends on the device, but I'm very much looking forward to testing out the rest of the lineup. Again, if you're now upgrading all of your infrastructure because you are free to buy the Wi-Fi 7 access points, please use my affiliate link down below. It helps to support the channel. If you have questions or comments, please leave them down below. I do my best to see all of them and answer as many as I can. I hope this video was helpful for you. As always, thanks for watching.